Hey everybody, good morning, afternoon, evening, all of that. Lieutenant Stock Bro here, back at you again with another video. First things first, again, sorry this came out a little bit later than I would have liked. I just got over a little bit of a head cold. Well, I don't want to get into the unpleasantries of it, but I couldn't really talk for a little bit. And I've been just focusing on last week, making sure that I stayed better. And now I'm fine, so again, expect more frequent videos. Secondly, again, I'm in the car driving back home from work, so sorry if you can't hear me all too well. It's a bit hot, so I had to put up the AC. I'm actually turn it down a little bit. Yeah, again, lovely, beautiful Cali desert. Woo, I tell you, I wouldn't trade this for civilization at all. But yeah, hopefully you've all been doing well since my last video, and let me just jump into it. So, something interesting happened this week, prompting this video here, and I wanted to talk to you about a little bit. Since I got here, you guys know, at least hopefully you've picked up through my videos, I'm kind of outgoing, people person. I like to help make people feel better, make them happy, smile, laugh, and all of that. And I felt like there was more that I could do at my base. You know, you're stuck at a base full of really smart and educated scientific people. We might get caught up in our work a little bit, so I figured I would kind of throw some fun into the fire. And I started setting up some side activities for us to do. Again, in addition to what I've been saying in my other videos about volunteering more and all of that and things, but I had a mentorship with our Lieutenant Colonel, and in it, he was discussing some things with me, namely that he and my supervisor, and I'm guessing others, have been noticing what I've been doing, trying to boost morale, how my volunteering and all of that around the site. And, you know, not like I was trying to ask this or anything, but, you know, I genuinely felt that I wanted to, if I'm going to be in the Air Force, you know, I'm going to make sure that I enjoy it. And get my enjoyment when others are enjoying themselves around me as well. So that was essentially my MO. But it was refreshing and kind of cool to know that they were looking at it too. And then we were talking about leadership and how this is what leaders do anyway. They don't wait to get a position to use that position to lead other people. Like me, I would have loved to have been a captain if I could be automatically one at minimum, and then just start working with people and making the people who work underneath me feel better. But he's like, you're already doing that now, and we noticed that, and that's what a leader does. And to that, actually, I was kind of going over it in my head. It's pretty cool. But what I brought up, the reason why I'm bringing that up now, just to fill you in, sorry, something's in my eye, is that in my other videos, I was talking to you about, like, you know, how to make sure that wherever you're stationed at, enlisted officer or otherwise, reservist, Coast Guard, that what you can do to stand out, to make yourself known. But I didn't really talk about an issue that I was having, that it wasn't up until I had this meeting with Lieutenant Colonel that I found it something that I do need to reflect on. So, again, another teaching lesson to you all through my example. When you come in, and now I'm speaking specifically to those who are coming in new for the first time or enlisted at lower ranks, when you come in, you essentially have everything at your fingertips. You know, the world of your military branch is your oyster. There are so many possibilities for you. You come in as that specific job, but in my case, as a lieutenant, a new second lieutenant, everyone expects you to mess up and to just get better along the way, because you're still learning things here. Unless you were enlisted, then they know that you know your way around the world, but you just are new to this level of responsibility, or people looking up to you and all of that. But speaking from my specific perspective, you know, civilian going in, I didn't know how much freedom that I would get. It's kind of like when you're a young teenager and you finally get that first car, and now you can go everywhere instead of waiting an hour for the bus to come, and the bus decides to break down or not come, and you're stuck. You're calling your parents, or you're walking before Uber and all of that. The choice is almost paralyzing to me in my position. I have so many opportunities. I can go back into school, which the Air Force, and I'm assuming all military branches, but definitely in the Air Force, this Pride Continuing Education. I can go and dig in and get my master's. I can dig in further and get my PhD. I can teach at the AFIT, Air Force Institute of Technology. I can go and do research. I can cross-train into some other position. I can apply for, flight test school. I can continue doing what I'm doing now. I can try to pitch in for a commander slot. I can do so many things, and each one of them has their own track, right? And it was so overwhelming that I wouldn't even go home and think about it, because it was just, there's just so many options. I know I'm kind of repeating myself over and over again, but there is a lot. There is a lot. And when my lieutenant colonel told me that we noticed what you're doing to continue it, in addition to the other feedback, which was, find what you want to do, essentially find what you want to do and excel at it, it got me thinking, to the point that I want to bring across to all of you, that try your hardest to know what it is that your end goal. Try your hardest to have your end goal in mind, because with everything, as with any other area of life, if you have your end goal, it's easier to march towards it, right? But then life is anything but a straight line. There's winding roads and forked paths and everything, and you might not end up where you wanted to be, which is fine. Or you could, stick that path and say that you don't want where you're leading up in now, and then, cross back into the track of where you wanted to succeed. But it'll be easier for you, just like everywhere else, to know what it is that you want to do, because the Air Force will definitely help you as best as they can. Your leadership will definitely help you as best as they can, help push you in that perspective, in that role. Case in point for me, if I wanted to do that commander slot, or if I wanted to do program management, which I believe is a 6-3 job, AFSC code, Air Force Specialty Code, I believe that it is. And mine is currently a 6-1C, which is chemist. If I were to take business classes or whatever, that would let the higher-ups, those who are looking over my records, know that this is where I am leaning towards, and then that might affect my next duty station or position if I am to apply for something else that isn't in the normal chemist track, if I wanted to go that route. But yeah, it'll be easier if you just know what you want to do going forward, as opposed to having to figure it out. The second thing, the one that applies to me, is that it's okay to not know where you're going. It's not like you have to determine ASAP where you want to spend the rest of your life or the rest of your tenure in the military or your specific military branch. You might want to stay 4 years, 8 years, 10 years, 20 years. You might want to make it a lifelong career. And you're not going to know the first day what you want to do, because you can do anything. But do know that you have a lot of help and guidance to help kind of tell you where it is that you want to go. If you're interested in piloting, plenty of, at least on my base, there's an aero club. I can learn to fly. If I wanted to apply for a pilot slot, I can go and do that. If I want to, again, program management, I can take classes to show my inclination to do that and cross-train there. I don't even know if I need to cross-train because it's still part of the 6X program. If I wanted to be not a chancellor, if I wanted to work with the religious corps, I could go and talk to someone on main base and see what I got to do there. I think you need a master's in a religious study, and then you can apply for it, and so on and so forth. Again, there's a lot of things that you can do, but it'll be a lot easier for you to kind of learn from somebody who's done it or who is where you might want to be and talk to them and see if you like it. So say there's a position that you want to do, I don't know, something in the finance department. You can go to main base and talk to somebody who works at the finance department and see what it is that they did that got there, and see if you like the path that they took to get there, because granted, there are many ways to get to where they were, but this is the path that they chose, and may or may not push you into getting into that specific career field, or it may lean you into it more. So now you have something else kicking you. Like, again, for me, there's so many things I can do, but talking to people, seeing how it is that you get there, might persuade me one way or the other. If I wanted to teach, case plus, if I wanted my PhD, the Air Force will gladly help me to get it, pay for such and such funds, but I'll be paying for that fundage in time. And not only that, I will be, to my knowledge, I will be using that to teach back. So if I gain that PhD, I may have to, my next assignment may be as a teacher, something that I don't really want to do. Having a PhD would be nice, but then, you know, I don't know if I want to have to teach that back. So that might push me out of research or getting my PhD, or at least right now anyway. And yeah, to be honest, I'm nowhere near, well, I'm a bit close, but I'm nowhere near finalized in what it is that I want to do. But I know that, at least for any ideas that I do have, namely piloting, leadership roles like commanding, maybe even program management, I know who to talk to now, or at least have vectors of who to talk to so that they can show me what it is that I need to do or where I need to go. And that was basically it. Sorry it was a bit rambly, but yeah, it's definitely easier if you know what it is that you want to do going forward. Like, hey, sir, ma'am, this is what I want to be in 5-10 years tomorrow, and how can I best go there? And then they're going to tell you how to do that, and then you stick that route, and next thing you know, you're a leader, or you're in that field. They hired you because you were a leader. They selected you because you were a leader. You're in the military because you're a leader. So let me stop saying that, but you're on a faster track to what you wanted to do before, because you stuck it through. Or you can go and learn it one day at a time, which is essentially what I'm doing. And then one day something will stick, and hopefully you'll be the better for it. Anyway, that's that. Again, hope everybody's been doing well. I'll try to push out some more of these later. And I'm not sure if I said it at the beginning of the video, but I'll say it now. Shout outs to one of the lieutenants here. One of them, we just got a new lieutenant in on base, and he's actually somebody who's been watching my videos and has been hitting me up on Reddit, which is kind of cool. So, yeah, again, I just had the whole monologue. I don't even remember if I brought that up at the beginning. But if you're watching this, guy, welcome, and glad to have you aboard. Small Air Force, when they say small Air Force, they aren't kidding. But, yeah, everybody, feel free, like, subscribe, favorite, share this. Please let me know in the comments, or if there's anything else that you want me to talk about. If my rambling's too much of an issue, talking in the car is a problem because you can't hear me. I believe most everybody who listened to the other one said that it wasn't an issue, that you can hear me just fine. Hopefully it's the same with this one. But again, feel free to leave me any comment suggestions as to what I should talk about in the next video or videos. Oh, just saw a lizard cross the street. Feel free to email me those same concerns if you have any. That's asagbro, ASAGBRO, at gmail.com.
or hit me up on Facebook or Reddit, which would be username Kamicillo, Kamiccillo, and yes, I did steal that from a Dragon Ball Z episode. But yeah, hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Hope to hear from you later. Hope you all have a great time. God bless you all. Love yous, and I'll catch you on the flip side.